I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. A shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is Shabai from the GMS Denver. And I'm going to, through the Spirit, just read in on the Wisdom of Solomon, the 9th chapter. And starting at the top, it says, O the Most High of my fathers, and Lord of mercy, who hath made all things with thy word. All right. And ordained man through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart. All right, and the Christians, the pagan Christians, they don't understand his judgments. All right, they don't understand the Yahweh in general. Right, they don't teach his duality. You know, he does the good and the evil. You know, they think he's just all about just good all the time. You know, verse 4: Give me wisdom that sitteth by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children. And this is, basically a wise request. You know, we want heavenly wisdom, right? At being in this truth, being in this knowledge. We all should desire heavenly wisdom and not the wisdom of this earth, okay? And we don't want to be rejected, right? We want to be a part of the saints, part of that number. You know, that song, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. That's the same thing. I'll grab this since it came to mind when I read that. Psalm 51:11. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not the Holy Spirit from me. All right, and that's basically the same thing we read here in Wisdom of Solomon 9. You know, reject me not from among thy sons, thy children. Verse 5. For I, thy servant and son of thine handmaid, am a feeble person, and of a short time, and too young for the understanding of judgment and laws. For though a man be never so perfect among the sons of men, yet if thy wisdom be not with him, he shall be nothing regarded. Right, and really, it just goes back to this wisdom from up above, you know, and that's what this chapter goes into. That's where we get this wisdom, is from up above. You know, it's Yahweh Shai, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is working with the true servants, right? His true prophets. And this is where we get wisdom, you know. Wisdom is really the thing that we should desire above all things, you know. And I'm not talking about, you know, having the earthly wisdom or Esau, Edom's, education system, but this wisdom that's from up above, all right? This is the best wisdom. This is the best education we could ever get, is through these scriptures. You know? Let me see, where am I at? Let's see. Well, I'll keep reading. I'm going to keep reading. Verse 7, it says, Thou hast chosen me to be a king of thy people and a judge of thy sons and daughters. All right? And that's King Solomon. That's who, you know, this is what we're reading. We're reading from the Wisdom of Solomon. You know, and this was part of his prayer, you know, his righteous prayer. He didn't ask for his enemies to be put to death. He didn't ask for riches or increase in riches. But what he prayed for was wisdom to rule the children of Yahweh, which are the Israelites. So that was a humble prayer. You know, what are you people out there praying for? You know, praying for a big house, a fast car, a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? But our righteous forefather King Solomon, he prayed for the discernment and the wisdom to judge the children of Israel, Yahweh's chosen people. Let me see. Let's go to 1 Kings 3, and I'm going to start at 1. Let me see if this is the right spot. Okay, yeah, this is it. Now I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "And Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt." Let me look at that word affinity. Alright. Okay, so it says a spontaneous or natural liking or sympathy for someone or something. Alright, so the Pharaoh liked Solomon. It says, "And Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter and brought her into the city of David until he had made an end of building his own house, and the house of Yahweh, and the wall of Jerusalem round about. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of Yahweh until those days." So showing you the importance of the name also. Verse 3, "And Solomon loved Yahweh, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was a great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon that altar." Alright, so Solomon he was about it when it came to the Lord. Verse 5, "In Gibeon, Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and the Most High said, 'Ask what I shall give thee.' And Solomon said, 'Thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day." Right, so I think it's Samuel chapter 7, where it talks about Solomon being sitting on the throne after King David. But let's keep reading. "And now, O Yahweh, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in." All right, so let me see something real quick. And he was basically a young king when he first started to reign, over Israel. And let's keep reading. 8. "And thy servant is in the midst of thy people which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude." Talking about the Israelites. "Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart," or meaning which heart is mind. We always tell you that. "To judge thy people." So give him an understanding mind to judge thy people. "That I may discern between good and bad, for who is able to judge this thy so great a people?" See that? And the speech pleased Yahweh that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him, Because thou hast asked this thing, and thou hast not asked for thyself for a long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, which is mind, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. All right? So Yahweh was pleased with that prayer. Yeah, because Solomon, it was a righteous prayer. He said, hey, he literally asked for the wisdom and the the know-how, the ability to rule over our great nation of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today. All right. So that, you know what I mean? Most people, when they pray, they ask for material things or, prayers that are not necessarily righteous. So Yahweh was pleased with that prayer. All right. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon 9, and where did I leave off? Verse 8. It says, Thou hast commanded me to build a temple upon thy holy mount, and an altar in the city wherein thou dwellest, a resemblance of thy holy tabernacle, which thou hast prepared from the beginning. Right, and that's twofold, because it's actually talking about a temple, but it's actually also talking about, the third temple, which is going to be built, a spiritual temple, which is going to be the men, the prophets. We represent, we're lively stones. Paul called us lively stones, Verse 9. And wisdom was with thee, which knoweth thy works, and was present when thou madest the world, and knew what was acceptable in thy sight, and right in thy commandments. O send her out of thy holy heavens, and from the throne of thy glory, that being present she may labor with me, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. You see that? Grab this real quick, because the wisdom, it comes from the heavens. It comes from the angels are ministers, it says in the scriptures. Okay, Job 33 and 16, it says, Then he openeth the ears of men. Verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. See that? So while we're asleep, the Lord seals our instruction. The Lord gives us, He gives us this wisdom. We're being ministered even while we're asleep. Wisdom of Solomon 9, and I'm at verse 10. This goes into what I just read in Job. It says, O send her out of thy holy heavens, and from the throne of thy glory, that being present she may labor with me, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. For she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings, and preserve me in her power. And that soberly, it's not just talking about being sober, like that you're not drunk, but meaning that you're teaching sound doctrine. You're having a spirit of discernment, just like what Solomon prayed for. And that's the thing for us too. We should pray for that spirit of discernment. I pray for, that the Most High doesn't take His Holy Spirit from us. Verse 12, So shall my works be acceptable, and then shall I judge thy people righteously, and be worthy to sit in my Father's seat. Right? So he knew that he needed he knew that he had to pray He had to pray for wisdom. He had to pray for discernment. He prayed for that wisdom was sent from the holy heavens, being, in other words, being ministered by the angels. For she knoweth and understandeth all things. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that. Verse 12. Oh, no, I'm at 13. For what man is he that can know the counsel of the Most High? Or who can think what the will of Yahweh is? And the answer is the men who are of this truth, right? That's what, it's like a question that goes without saying. It's because the only ones who know the counsel of the Most High and His will are His servants, the prophets. And we always go to this verse because it's a strong, powerful verse, but Amos 3:7. Surely Yahweh the Most High will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants, the prophets, right? So that's the men who know His will, who knows His counsel, His servants, the prophets, because Yahweh reveals His secrets and His mysteries to His servants, the prophets. All right? Oops. 14. For the thoughts, Wisdom of Solomon 9:14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices but uncertain. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, right? the flesh is a burden to the soul. Because when we have those celestial bodies, when we're those spiritual, men, we get our new bodies. Because we are going to have a body in the kingdom. We're not just going to be spirits floating around in the kingdom. We're going to have a body, but it's not going to be a corruptible body like the one we have right now. Because this one's of flesh, and this flesh it's literally a burden. Like when we always teach people, when people pass away, Israelites pass away, they know the truth immediately because their soul and their spirit knows the truth. They know the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The spirits know the names. Right? It's the flesh that makes you feel like you don't know the name, or if you're one of those Israelites that doesn't receive the true names and you want to hang on to God and white Jesus, that's because you're in the flesh and you've been taught lies and you're in captivity and your flesh is pressing down on you. But the soul knows what's up, man. All right? It says, let me read that again. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthy tabernacle weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things. I just looked that word up too the other day. All right, yeah, so it's to become absorbed in thought or to think thoroughly. So it says, and the earthy tabernacle weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things. Right, your mind will, in the flesh, your mind will, run wild, man. You'll be thinking about things. Sometimes you overthink things, But your spirit is on point. Your spirit knows the truth. Your spirit. That's why when we get to the kingdom, we're not going to have to teach. Because why? Because we're having them celestial new bodies that are in sync with the spirit. We'll be walking in the spirit all the time when we get the new bodies. When we get those celestial bodies, right? Verse 16, and hardly do we guess aright at things that are upon earth, and with labor do we find the things that are before us, but the things that are in heaven, who hath searched out? Right. So we can fathom things here that we've seen on earth, but we can't fathom what Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has prepared for us, in the kingdom. Let me see. Oh, shit. Let's grab this. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18, it says, I'll start at 17. It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal." See that? So everything you see, this is just temporary. But the things you don't see is what's eternal. Like, you haven't seen your celestial body. All right? You haven't seen the place that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has prepared for you. As a, I'm talking about the elect and the action. And really, I'm talking about all Israel. Because all Israel is going to be blessed in the kingdom. But right now, the flesh, the body is pressing down on us, like we read in Wisdom of Solomon. It's hindering us. It's holding us back. That's where you get doubt from. It's because of your flesh. It's not because of your spirit. It's because you're in this fleshly body, this corruptible body. That's why it tells you in let me grab that. 1 Corinthians 15. 51. "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality." So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and the corruptible is that fleshly body that's pressing down sorely upon us, right? The incorruptible is that celestial body that we're going to get, and it's going to be in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. I mean, when we go up in them chariots, and then the missiles are firing in every direction, just demolishing Babylon, America. We're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye as we go up into the chariot. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 9. I'll read that 15 again. "For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthy tabernacle weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things." And music, like I said, music, it means you're thinking thoroughly, or you're overthinking, or you're just always in your in your brain, in your mind, overthinking. Jumping down to 17, it says, "And thy counsel who hath known, except thou give wisdom, and send thy Holy Spirit from above." There, and that's what I've been touching on. The angels minister to us. The angels minister to Yahushai. The angels minister to us while we sleep. Our instruction is sealed from up above while we're sleeping. Verse 18, "For so the ways of them which lived on the earth were reformed, and men were taught the things that are pleasing unto thee, and were saved through wisdom." Right. And you got to have that heavenly wisdom, though, to be saved. You got the Spirit's got to be dealing with you. That's why he said, "Send thy Holy Spirit from above." That's why I read that verse in Psalm 51:11 that said, "Take me not away from thy presence, take not thy spirit away from me." Because that's the most fearful thing that could happen while we're still here on earth, in hell, aka hell. You need that Holy Spirit. Otherwise, really you're just going to be a casualty. Let me see, I was going to grab one more. Oh, yeah. I'll grab this one. We'll close out on this verse. Proverbs 22:3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of Yahweh are riches and honor and life. Alright? Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. And it takes wisdom to keep your soul. It takes that heavenly, that heavenly wisdom. It takes that wisdom from up above to be able to keep your soul and stay away from these traps. That's what a snare is. You see, you're going to avoid the plagues of Egypt, spiritual Egypt, aka Babylon, America. You're going to avoid those plagues by being in that number. That's why he said, please count me in thy number of thy children, Reject me not from among thy children. So, I just wanted to do a quick hitter. So I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Qudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect.